Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube homework channel. Today we're gonna demonstrate homework for chapter 11, depreciation. We have two problems for this assignment. Both are depreciation related questions. And question 1 is a simple depreciation question, and question 2 is the partial year depreciation. Okay, so let's take a look at question 1. Right, a company acquired equipment, acquisition cost, useful years, 8 years, and residual value. Okay, the company is going to use three methods to do the depreciation, and we're going to calculate depreciation expense for 3 years, 19, 20, and 21. The released homework assignment numbers and questions will be slightly different from this one, so be careful. Okay. All right. So let's start with the straight line method first. Basically, we're going to find out the base, right? The depreciation base, which is the cost less the salvage value. And if we divide this base with the useful years, it's going to give us the annual depreciation. Right? So $75,000. The annual depreciation. So, and the answer for 2019, 20, and 21 will be the same because this is straight line method, right? Every year we take the same amount of depreciation for this asset. All right. So, second, the DDB. Under DDB, we're going to understand what is my depreciation rate. Right? The depreciation rate is going to be 2 multiplied by the straight line depreciation rate. And we know under the straight line depreciation rate, every year we're going to depreciate 1/8, right? And in 8 years, we're going to fully depreciate this asset. Therefore, under straight line, the depreciation rate is 1/8. But under DDB, we're going to double that rate. It's going to give us 1/4 or 25% depreciation rate. All right, so we're going to apply 25 depreciation rate on not the base anymore. We're going to apply that on the book value. At the very beginning, the book value equals its cost. So 2019, the depreciation expense. Okay, the depreciation expense, you do the calculation. It's $166,500. And after we depreciate this asset, what is my remaining book value? Right? This is my remaining book value. Then in 2020, we're going to start with the remaining book value. Going to multiply by this DDB rate again. And then we're going to get another book value, and so on. Going to finish all 3 years under DDB. But be careful, the book value at any years, the book value cannot be lower than its residual value. Otherwise, we're going to convert to straight line method. Alright, so finally we have this the sum of the year digit method. Here in 2019, we're going to start with depreciable base and multiply that by the rate. This rate is calculated on the numerator, that is remaining years of useful life at the beginning of the year. So at the first year, the remaining useful life will be 8 years. And the denominator is the sum of the year digit, which means I'm going to add all the useful years for the next 8 years. At the beginning of each next 8 years, what are their total useful life? So if you add them together, right, 36. So for 2019, we're going to apply this depreciation rate, and if you do that, approximately, right, for the 2019, we're going to depreciate this much, and 2020, the second year, we're going to apply, because by the end, at the beginning of 2020, we have 7 years remaining, right? 7 years remaining, but the denominator will be the same, the sum of the year digit. Okay. And it's going to give us smaller approximately, and we're going to finish 2021 by the same way. Alright, so the first problem is very basic. Then we move to the second one. Okay, now we're going to talk about a partial year setting. Okay, so let's see, the company have the following information: the acquisition price, right, the transportation cost, the installation preparation cost, labor cost during regular production operations. So this relates to the chapter 10, in which we record the acquisition cost for a PP asset. So what are the part of the cost of this equipment, of this machine? Okay, the price for sure, yes, price is part of the cost. Transportation, yes, and preparation installation cost, yes. Okay, the only thing that's not part of the cost is labor cost during regular production operations. The key word here is regular production, which means the machine is ready, and once it's ready, we cannot capitalize any cost into the cost of the machine. So when we calculate the cost of this machine, we're going to add these three together, and it's going to give us the cost of this machine. Okay, and next we're going to depreciate it. Okay, gonna 10 years useful life, and however, after which expect to sell it. Okay, so this becomes the residual value. And when we purchase this machine is also important. We purchased this machine on May the 1st, 2018. So, question 1, what is the depreciation expense for the year 2018? We know for the year 2018, it's not a full year depreciation, right? It's the depreciation start on May and in December, so we are talking about 8 months of depreciation, right? 8 months depreciation. So it's a partial year depreciation, but we're going to solve the problems just like any the full year problems, and then we can apply the partial year fractions. So let's do that. So we're going to find out the full year depreciation. We're going to find out depreciable base, right, divided by its useful life, 10 years. So this is going to give us the full year depreciation expense. So $43,098 for a full year, and for 2018 we can apply a 8 months fraction, and it's going to give us $287,320 for 2018 depreciation expense. All right. So question 2, computer depreciation expense using the sum of the year digit method for 2019, the second year. Okay. So again, we're going to start with a regular setting. Let's calculate what is my depreciation expense for the first year and second year. Okay, then we're going to solve the fiscal year problem. For the first year of usage, what is my depreciation expense? We start with the depreciable base. Okay, we're going to multiply by the depreciation rate for the first year. We have 10 years left, and the denominator is the sum of the year digit, 1 plus 2 and 2 plus 10. That's going to give us 55. Okay, so this is my first year depreciation expense. So if we do that, it's going to be $78,360. Then let's calculate second year depreciation expense. Alright, so remember, this is the first year depreciation expense, second year depreciation expense, and let's answer the question 2019. But let's start with 2018. For 2018, the depreciation start with, right, 8 months. The 8 months from where? Right, for example, this is the first year depreciation. The 2018 is going to cover, right, the 8 months right here, and then this is the end of 2018, right? Then the 2019 depreciation is going to cover the first 4 months, rest of 4 months, the rest of 4 months from the first year usage. And then another 8 months from the second year depreciation. And that's going to give us, right, together that's going to give us 2019 depreciation. So if we understand this, 2019 depreciation is going to be the 4 months from the first depreciation, right, plus 8 months from the second year depreciation. And if you add them together, that's going to be the 2019 depreciation. Okay. And finally, it's going to be DDB 2018 and 2019 together, DDB. All right. So for DDB, we can follow the same logic here. We're gonna solve the first year depreciation, second year depreciation. Then we're gonna separate 8 months, 4 months, and put them together and to get those numbers. or we can do the following things and solve these problems directly. Alright, so for DDB we're going to start with what is my depreciation rate, right? If we follow a straight line, that's going to be 1 over 10 or 10%, but we're going to double it, so our depreciation rate is going to be 20%. Okay, we're going to start with the book value, okay, or the cost. This is 2018. We're going to start with the cost. We're going to multiply by 20% depreciation rate. And for 2018, it's going to be 8 months. It's going to multiply by year fraction. So we're going to get $54,464 depreciation expense for 2018, and we can get what is my remaining book value. Okay, my remaining book value is going to be right, it's going to be my remaining book value. Remember, book value is the cost less the accumulated depreciation. So for 2019, we're going to start with my remaining book value, and we're going to multiply by 20%, and there's no more fraction partial year for because 2019 is a 12 months depreciation. And we're going to get around it $77,303 depreciation for 2019. And we can get a book value, right? We're going to get a book value after that. All right. And we're going to continue with 2020 and 21. Move on. Just make sure that the book value cannot be lower than its residual value. Otherwise, we need to convert to a straight line method for the rest of the year. Alright, so this is pretty much we have for chapter 11. Alright, see you next